All right, Target. We got a little time left here.
Yeah,
Get into this for
absolutely.
a few, because a lot of people were talking about it earlier, and a lot of people were texting in about it.
Mhm.
To tuck or not to tuck?
Yeah. I'm gonna stop you right here before you even get into the story.
Yeah.
So when you said we were going to the story, I was trying to have it on my screen,
Yeah.
and I quickly just I googled "tuck your junk," figuring that would pull it up.
It didn't.
No, but it pulled up the clinical definition of tucking.
Oh, really?
Would you like to know the clinical definition of
I would.
of tucking?
Yes, I
There
would.
there is a medical definition for this.
All right.
Tucking is defined by the Transgender Health Information Program.
Didn't know
God
there
knows
was
why we have that,
one. Okay.
but it is defined as ways one can hide the penis and testes, such as moving the penis and scrotum between the buttocks, or moving the testes up into the inguinal canals. Inguinal.
I've been there. It looks like Italy, like the Venice.
It's right next to the Panama Canal, right?
Yes, it is.
The inguinals.
I took a gondola down the Inglenos the
That's
other day.
right. But dude, the fact that we even have a definition for this.
Yeah, it's slightly disturbing. So Target
Yes.
put out I guess for the now I got to get all the letters right because I saw this morning and I don't want to leave anybody out.
Okay.
It was the LGBTQ, but then they added
IA plus.
IA plus. I
Yeah.
don't know what IA plus. Plus obviously there's more, but IA I don't know what that means.
Incel. I don't know what A would be. Androgynous, maybe?
Maybe that's it.
Incels and androgynous plus anything else they can make up on their way.
So Target put out a line of clothing for it's Pride Month starting June 1st, and it was a whole bunch of rainbows and all kind of different kind of clothes and stuff for the community, which is fine. Do whatever you want to do, I guess. But they also put out tuck bathing suits where you can tuck your genitals. There was a story out that they put them out for kids. I don't know if that's true or not. They did put out, it looks like sports bras and stuff like that for any sex.
Right.
All combined in one big thing. And it was going to be at the front of the store. Like you walk in, you'll see everything. Apparently, yesterday they had a panicked meeting because they don't want to become the next Bud Light.
Right.
And they are experiencing backlash from this, and they are removing some of the clothes, but they're moving the display to the back of the store now.
Yeah, they're trying to slink away from this.
That's what it seems like.
Yep.
Now, the problem that I have with this, if you're going to be loud and proud, then do it. Be loud and proud. Be proud of what you're doing. If you're going to be supportive of the community, then go ahead and do it, but then take the shit for it.
Did you say loud and proud or loud and poor?
Well, and that's the way it's probably going to work out for them. But what I like about this is that I feel like the right is finally standing up for themselves and saying we've had enough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're whatever one of the letters are. You could be whatever you want. You could be trans. You can do whatever you want.
Sure.
But you don't need to make the front display of your every Target store the focal point to be that. One, you're teaching kids things, whether subconsciously or whatever. In my opinion, you are. And you should let people and kids figure stuff out on their own. And two, it's not the majority of society.
No,
We've had this thing going on for the past few years of the minority. The squeaky wheel, I guess, gets the grease.
Well, dude, what it's been more, I mean, and correct me if you think I'm wrong on this, but what it's been is it's not only the squeaky wheel getting the grease, but it's also most right wing people don't have time or energy for things that they feel are stupid. And let's be honest. I'm not a full right wing guy. I'm really not. I'm kind of more in the middle, but I don't have time for nonsense like this. I don't have time to worry about tuck bathing suits and whatever. For me, For me, it's always like, yeah, do whatever the hell you want. I don't give a shit. Do whatever, you know? And I think it's been that way for a long time. But now I think most people on the right are just done with it. They're like, you know what? I'm not going to just keep being quiet. Now it's time to fight back. Now it's unfortunately become a time where you have to say, no, you're being an idiot. I'm not taking it. And I think that's what's happening now.
Yeah, and I look. I'm not anti anybody. I could give a crap less what you do. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter to me what you do in your bedroom. It shouldn't matter to anybody else what I do in my bedroom. And believe me, you don't probably want to see it. But why do we have to make a scene over everything anymore? Quit being an activist over every freaking thing that we do in this country. You don't need to be an activist for everything. Not everything is offensive to you. You want to put out a line of clothing, just put it out.
Well, I think what's been lost in the last 10 years is the difference between accepting and appreciating. I think we all accept that there's gay people doing gay things. I think that we've accepted. We all accept that. None of us are like, no, you can't be gay. You can't be trans. You can't be bisexual. Nobody is saying that anymore. But that's not good enough for those in those communities. Those in those communities, what they want is they want you to not only say, not only am I accepting it, but I hope my son or daughter grows up to be that.
Right.
And no, we don't. You want to go fuck a toaster, go right ahead. Go and do whatever it is that you want to do. But don't expect me to celebrate the fact that you're doing that. You know, and that's kind of where I think right-wing people have gotten to the point where it's like, no, we're done. We're done playing this game. And we're pushing back.
Yeah, and it comes off as being anti-gay or whatever. I'm not. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I just don't care. I mean, I never thought it was my business what anybody does in their private life. I don't walk around on the street with a straight flag. I don't expect somebody to walk around on the street with a gay flag. Just live your life, man. And again, this country has become so overrun with the minority of people. When I say minority, I'm not talking about black or white or this. I'm just talking about a small group of people that seems to be offended by something all the damn time. And we need to now stand up. We need to now throw our shit in everybody else's stuff. And I don't like it.
Dude, being offended is the new power grab. Back in the day, in our day, the way you got power was by achievement. But we've taken that all away now. The way you gain power now is by complaining.
Yeah. Now, I want to play just a little bit of this video.
Sure.
Now, I just want you to think about this. Did you ever think that you would hear this stuff even 10 years ago, but much less 20 or 30 years ago?
Okay.
Listen to this.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself whatever you want.
Cis men don't menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body
if you are,
menstruated at
if
some
your
point
chromosomes are XX and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not men.
excluding a whole group of people
They're
here
women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men. You are not a man. You can pretend to be a man.
I mean, that goes on for like another minute. But did you ever think that you'd have this conversation on a TV show or anywhere? I mean, this is insane.
Yeah, well, to answer your question, yes, Jerry Springer.
Yeah, well,
That's where you heard these conversations, not CNN or whatever that was.
but these are the same fools that were sitting there saying follow the science when it comes to masks or anything else, which obviously wasn't true.
Right.
But they want to pick and choose what to follow. I mean, it's crazy. And I never thought that I'd have to sit there and have, in the middle of a daytime television show, I think it was Dr. Phil or something,
Right.
have to sit there and listen to women or men can menstruate.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Look, but it's the power we've given up. I hate to say it, but 10 years ago, 15 years, honestly, back to when gay marriage was approved, and because that's what opened the Pandora's box to all this, was when gay marriage was put in place, because then it was like, okay, now everything's on the table. But right-wing people, because they didn't want to be called a bigot or they didn't want to be called a homophobe, they were afraid of being labeled. That's when this fight was lost. It was lost out of fear. And now I think people are finally pushing back and saying, I don't care if you call me an ist, pick one of the ists and you can call me whichever one you want, but I'm not backing down on my opinion.
Right.
And now it's starting to get pushed back. That's why Bud Light can lose $4 billion and Target is probably well on their way to losing.
Bud Light is actually buying back beer.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't sell it after what they did. And Target, I don't know. I mean, I guess hopefully we'll suffer the same kind of consequences. I don't really care about Target.
I don't shop at Target, so it doesn't affect me anyway. But dude, look, if you've got any sort of a need, and Target is doing something that you do not fundamentally agree with, why in the hell would you not go to Walmart or just Amazon?
There's something somewhere else where you can get your stuff.
Yeah, and I mean those two. I'm not saying that either of those two are politically aligned in the methodology that me or you might be, but they're not. You don't see Amazon going out there and actively pushing an agenda as much as, what do they make? $150 billion a week or something? Amazon makes a crazy amount of money. The last thing I think you're going to see Amazon do is say, well, here's our Pride line and have it be the number one thing on Amazon's website.
Yeah, it's 24/7 gaslighting. This is what a communist takeover looks like. And like, I don't know, maybe it is. But that's the way that this country seems to be going. And that's the stuff that I used to get frustrated on the show talking about, because I think it is pretty obvious the direction that one side wants to take as opposed to the other side.
Yeah.
And I've never been a left-right person. What I've been is right and wrong person.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not anti-gay. You can be whatever you want. What I'm against is mutilating kids, teaching kids that it's okay to change your gender when you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, to have drag queens come in and teach children that this is something that is normal and accepted.
Right.
These are things that are not normal.
Right.
And it shouldn't be accepted. If you want to do it, do it. But one, leave the kids alone. And two, you don't need to put it in everybody's face because it's normal for you doesn't mean it's normal for me. Just go live your life.
Mm-hmm. Well, dude, isn't it amazing how we've erased the 18-year-old barrier? Remember, but even 5 years ago, everything started at 18 years old.
Yeah.
You couldn't talk about doing anything before you're 18. And remember, even us as kids, we couldn't drink, we couldn't do, any of the stuff. I mean, drinking was obviously 21, or I was like the last class of 18. But, now you don't hear people even mentioning, you don't hear people saying what we all used to hear, which was, hey, do whatever you want when you turn 18. When you move out of my house when you're 18, do whatever you want.
Right.
Now you're literally worrying about your fucking 10-year-old kid suing you for not letting you getting a hormone change or whatever you call that. Hormone transmissions or whatever. It's crazy now.
Yeah, well, this is true. They've always been there. We accepted it and walked on. Now screaming for attention. Well, I do think that's part of the problem, is that I never cared. I never cared growing up whether somebody was gay or straight or whatever. I know it sounds cliche to say, but I had gay friends.
Sure.
And I didn't think anything less of them or anything different about them.
Yeah.
And, we joked with them the same way we joked with the straight friends, if that's
of
what
course,
you want to say. Because they were just friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not transphobic. What am I afraid of? I'm not scared of anything. What I am scared of are my child being influenced by things that they shouldn't be influenced by. Yeah. It's my job as a parent to raise my kid the best that I can. And with the amount of outside noise that there is now, between social media, between the stuff that's going on with everybody's an activist, it's really tough to keep the reins on what your kid should be looking at, doing, or taught.
Yeah. Well, and they're slowly but surely etching away your ability to raise your kids. That's really what it's coming down to. It's like, dude, I mean, think even back to like spanking your kids back then. And I'm not an advocate of spanking your kids, but it used to be kind of a, you screwed up, you got a smack on the ass. That was the thing. Now it's like they've got the kids are trained to tell the parents, if you spank my ass, then I'm going to call the police.
Right.
They've taken away your ability to parent them. And look at the society that we have since spanking has gone away. And again, I'm not an advocate for it. I'm just saying they pushed their way into dictating how we raise our kids. And look at the societal change that we have with this generation versus the last generation. It's a wide difference. And there's only one really thing that changed, and that is the ability to raise your kids the way you want to.
Now, I'm going to play another quick video, 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
I don't have a whole lot of time, but this is, again, I don't want to ever, I'm never going to get into abortion talk on this show because it just doesn't help anybody. And nobody's going to win, and it's just an awful argument to have.
Mm-hmm.
But this is an example that I found of just what our kids are dealing with when it comes to teachers. Now, this is a teacher on the left at a college. Now, these people are in charge of preparing our children for life moving forward.
Right.
This is a teacher.
You're not educating shit. This is fucking propaganda. What are you going to do, like anti-trans next? Is that what you're going to do next?
I mean, no, we're talking about abortion.
This is bullshit. This is violent. You're triggering my students.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're not. Because you can't even have a fucking baby. So you don't even know what that is. You don't even know what this is. Get this shit the fuck out of here, yo. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's who I want raising my kids and teaching them how to
Right.
live.
That's what I want in charge of my child when I entrust her to go off to college and learn to prepare for the future.
Yeah, and what a great teacher that does not allow both sides of an argument to be made and let people make a choice. That's perfect. That teaches nothing.
No.
She's talking about their propaganda. She's the propagandist because she won't let the idea be
exactly
put out there.
College is meant for free thinking. It's meant to, you can decide what you want, and it's not being taught anymore. It's not. It's being shouted down. In fact,
exactly.
In many colleges, and I hate to say it because I know maybe most people, hopefully on this channel, agree, but it's the right that's being shouted down. Again, if you have an opinion, I'm more than willing to hear it.
Sure.
But listen to mine as well. I mean, that was supposed to be the idea for the show. Unfortunately, it never really turned out that way.
Right. No, I agree.
I don't know. Speaking of radio, Jeff and Flash will be at the Music Box Supper Club June 15th, talking about the epic days of MS. You should have them on the show.
That'd be good.
I should absolutely try to get them on the show.
Absolutely.
Control and indoctrination of the children is how you control a society.
Well, it was the playbook Hitler was going after.
Right?
He had what do they call those kids? The Brown Patrol or something? Didn't they have they had a name for that, didn't they? I don't remember what it was, but they wore the brown uniforms.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's out of control at this point. People need to wake up, and I think fortunately some people are waking up.
Yeah.
Some people are waking up against these beer companies that want to change stuff just to be woke.
Yeah.
Some people are standing up to Target saying, I'm not going to shop there because they just want to be woke. People are doing stuff, and I think that's
Hitler Youth. Thank you. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's dude,
I'm happy to see
the pushback. I hope it's not too late.
It might be, but we'll find out.
Might be.
We'll find out. But I'm gonna wrap things up for tonight.
All right, there we go. Wow, that went quick.
It did go quick. Appreciate you once again.
Sure. No
Tony
problem.
Masaccio. Check out the Van Aken market over there. Look pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Wednesday. Oh no, today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday, Monday.
Monday. Enjoy your holiday weekend.
That's right.
We're still gonna be live though Monday.
We will be
Yes, I
live
know.
Monday.
Right?
Yep.
That's still the plan.
Yep.
All right, so Monday, be here. You got picnic going on. Put the podcast on in the background.
That's right. Take the iPad outside.
Yeah. And God willing, we'll have some fun stuff to talk about. And we'll get into more. So thank you very much. And God willing, talk to you Monday.
See ya.
Thanks, Chris. See ya.